The support for Crash Team Racing nitro-fueled is officially over. Let's talk about it.
Whoa!
What's up, guys? Canadian Guy A here, and back with a brand new video that I'm doing something a bit unorthodox here. I don't normally do a type of video like this where I just kind of look at the camera and just go. Normally, I script my videos and I put a lot of production value into them, and I try my best to make sure that they're as smooth as possible. But I kind of wanted to do something different tonight. I just finished shooting stuff for my Tony Hawk Collector's Edition. That will be going up tomorrow as well. But I also wanted to record this video because I felt that it was that was important. And again, this is different from what I normally do. So if you haven't heard, Beanox officially has released a statement about CTR. Now, there has been a lot of speculation, including on my channel as well, and a lot of talk that there was going to be more content coming, and whether there was going to be content coming. And, well, let me just read what Beanox said. What's up, Bandicoots? We've been getting quite a few comments asking for more new content for CTR. We're thrilled that you're still enjoying the game. Unfortunately, the March update with the Beanox pack was our final update to the game, and there is no additional content in the works. Part of the reason is that we're hard at work on some other incredible projects, including making the inverted modes in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, which will blow you away, and some other things we can't quite mention yet. All the current game modes and features for CTR nitro-fueled, including online multiplayer, leaderboards, and the pit stop, will continue on. Thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for the love and support for this game. We can't wait for you to get your hands on Crash 4 on October 2nd, and for you to see what we have in store after that. The writing's on the wall. There will be no more support for CTR, Crash Team Racing, nitro-fueled whatsoever. And this kind of bums me quite a bit. There's a lot that I think went into this decision, and there's a lot that I think was, I wouldn't say mishandled, but the decision was not expected, I guess. I'm trying to find the words for it. Basically, I think the best way to summarize this as to why they stopped content for CTR can come down to both Activision and Beanox didn't expect for the game to succeed as well as it did. The game did really good, and it did a lot better than what most people would have expected, and I think overall the game did better than what even Beanox or Activision themselves expected. When it comes to gaming, especially on the size of like Activision, where it's thousands of people all working together, planning, you need to plan things for quite a bit of time ahead. You can't just be like, okay, let's add more content just because we want to. No, that stuff is planned months, if not years ahead. And there's only an allotted amount of time that they're normally given. And very rarely do situations like Spiral Reignited where a 2-month delay happens, and usually it only happens when extremely necessary. And unfortunately, I feel that we as a fan base, even us, didn't expect Crash Team Racing to succeed as well as it did. And when this game was drafted together and, planned, I don't think Activision or Beanox expected for it to have this much success. I mean, the amount of content that Beanox poured into the game and the amount of love that they gave it was just absolutely insane, no pun intended. And to be honest, I wish that even I myself could have seen the potential that CTR could have had, because it honestly blew my mind. And Beanox did something that was absolutely incredible. They created a kart racing game that, in my opinion, and mechanically, was better than Mario Kart. CTR had such a depth of mechanics that were, I suppose, they weren't mechanics that were discovered by speedrunners. They were literally built into the game. And then, of course, there were mechanics that were discovered by speedrunners later on, but they weren't like strategies done in Mario Kart or other kart racers where you play the game normally and then the speedrunners find little glitches and little exploits to make you go a little bit faster. CTR almost kind of had that built in already. And it was so much fun. It was so much, and is still so much fun. And Beanox won a game award for this game. They won a game award, which this is Crash Bandicoot's first and only game award it had ever gotten. And it also won like best racing game and one of the best games in show at E3 when it was being shown off. There was so much stuff that it won that it blew everybody's minds. And I also remember the sales, if I remember correctly, it beat, in terms of time, it beat Insane Trilogy. So, as in, for the time that CTR was out, comparative to the time that Insane was out, CTR sold better than Insane Trilogy. And that is something that is absolutely insane. I mean, think about it. The top creme de la creme, the top tier 3 games that Crash Bandicoot had, remade from the ground up, and this spin-off that was a remake of another game. Though the game was great, it was a remake nonetheless of a spin-off, performed better in sales comparatively to the Insane Trilogy. And I think that that is a tremendous achievement that Beanox has done. And it came from Beanox. That was a big shock to see that Beanox was leading the game. It's been a while since we've seen Beanox lead a game. And to see them make such an amazing title like this as a mainline developer, I know that they worked a lot of times as support or partner studios, but to lead a development like this is absolutely crazy to see. And I'm proud of them as a Canadian, because they're stationed out in Quebec, which is in Canada. I am beyond proud to see a Canadian company be able to take Crash Bandicoot and Crash Team Racing and be able to make such a title that nobody expected to be as amazing as it turned out to be. I think most people expected it to be really good, but I don't think people expected it to be that good. But there's so many things that I wish that we could see fixed. There's a hitbox errors. There's a whole bunch of little issues like that. Not little, bigger issues that could be fixed. And I kind of wish that we saw that, but unfortunately, we won't. But being a small part, not even of the development, but being a small part of being able to go to PAX and playing the footage, playing the game for one of the first times, having decent footage comparatively to what other journalists had produced for the time, and being able to go to Quebec and meet all these amazing, beautiful developers that worked on this game. It was absolutely such a thrill to have been able to interview these amazing souls, talk to these people, talk about them more than just Crash Bandicoot and gaming just in general. And I've made some friends along the way. I'm thankful. This game surpassed so much in my life. We've have hours upon hours upon hours of the game streamed on the channel. We've streamed it so much, it's ridiculous, and I loved it every single time. We did 12-hour streams. We were here when the new Grand Prix launched. We saw the original crazy warp orbs to the ups and downs of this title. And though it hurts to see, I also understand, because like I said, you have to plan for things so far ahead of time within the gaming industry. And I just honestly, I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that Activision nor um, Beanox expected the game to be this good. So, what does this mean? Well, what does this Facebook post mean from Beanox? Well, ultimately, I guess it comes down to the idea that what about a CTR2? What if? The thing is that we already know that they're developing other projects and they're helping with Crash Bandicoot 4. And I really, really, really hope that Activision sees that this game had such an impact on people and to give it a more time investment. I mean, we got Grand Prix. Those Grand Prix were awesome, right? So even that in itself was a huge investment. That was huge. But I'm hoping that next time we get an even bigger investment because CTR was mind-bogglingly successful. And I think that Activision should definitely hop on that occasion and get Beanox to develop, or whatever one of their studios, to develop a CTR2. Because to be honest, out of the 3 remakes, because we have gotten 3 remakes. We got the Crash Insane, we got the Spiral Reignited, and then we got CTR. Out of all 3 games, in terms of awards, in terms of score, in terms of sales, and in terms of overall everything, as objective as possible, the most successful remaster was CTR. Whether or not a subjective opinion is different, in terms of stats and in terms of sheer... It's funny because games are very subjective, but in terms of the most objective sense possible in comparison to the Insane trilogy, to the Spiral Reignited trilogy, to CTR, in terms of commercial success and general outlook, CTR was the most successful game out of the 3. And it seems like with Crash Bandicoot 4 leading off, it's going to be CTR is kind of like the last of the Crash and Spiral remakes that we're going to see, or at least see for a long time. But I would love to see Beanox create a CTR based off of the characters and graphics and the engine that they're using in Crash Bandicoot 4. I think it would be awesome to see the new Crash model and the new engine and the new everything. Essentially CTR2. I know you got Crash Nitro Kart, and yeah, I get that, but you know what I mean. Whatever you want to call it. The next Crash racing game, we'll call it. Whatever it is. I would love to be able to see what they can do with that. I hope Beanox is going to develop more and perhaps be a lead for other titles, because I think that they did such a wonderful time. They did such a wonderful time. They did such a wonderful job with CTR, and I am beyond happy that they did all the great work that they did. So what is it that they're developing next? I have no idea objectively. I have theories, which I have a video coming up about, but in terms of CTR, this is it in terms of nitro-fueled. I loved it. I had a blast playing it. And again, I just want to say thank you to Beanox and the team over there. You guys were awesome. You guys were great to me when I went to Quebec. You guys treated me so kind, and the experience there was absolutely amazing. And I hope to be able to see you guys again. I hope to be able to play any future projects that you guys are involved in. And I wish you all the best. And thank you, everybody, whomever over at Activision decided to approve of this game. A game that I didn't even think at first was going to happen, and then didn't even think it was going to reach massive commercial success. I ate crow pie there. I definitely stand up and say, yeah, I was wrong 100%. I was a doubter of it originally when the rumors were coming out. Then I saw the trailer, was convinced then, but was even more convinced over time. So sorry for this really long recording, but I kind of just wanted to just go at it and see what happens. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys watching all the CTR content. If for some reason they decide to add anything in the future, make sure to subscribe because I will cover it. But in terms of CTR nitro-fueled, this is it. There's no more support. Let's take the memories that we took from it, keep playing it, go back, go revisit it, try to get the final trials, the developer times and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much to all those who not only support the channel, but myself and my family. Because of your contributions, I'm able to do this full time. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider clicking the join button or becoming a Patreon with the link in the description. I also live stream every Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on by and say hi. Again, thank you to everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video and or live stream.